Hi, I'm Chad, and I'm back this week. I planned to have a video last week, but unfortunately, we lost the footage, so we're learning lessons about backing things up. The project was a redwood burl winged bowl, and it was the first time I had turned green redwood, so it was kind of fun and an experience for me. This week, we're going to do something. This is a fun little project. I've done a handful of these. I didn't even know what it was when I made the first one, but it's called a quaich, and it's a traditional Scottish drinking cup. And I made a winged bowl, and someone mentioned that it looked like that. The reason I like this project is because it's a small project. You can do it on any size lathe. The fun part is really the embellishment after turning the cup and the wing itself. So I'm going to do a two-part video. Today I'm going to turn this. It is a piece of kiln-dried sugar maple. It's got some ambrosia streaks in there. I'm not worried about whether those end up in it or not. It's not square or anything because I'm going to be cutting the shape of the handles out. Just want to get the form that will later be embellished. So that's what we're going to work on today. I'm going to start this between centers, put a little tenon on it, then shape the bottom a little bit, flip it around, kind of do the normal process that if you've watched my videos, you've seen me do many times. Let's get started, and I'll stop somewhere along the way and maybe talk a little more about it. You can see our quake starting to take shape here, and this is kind of the point where you want to make your design considerations. So for the bowl portion, I'm probably going to make it a little smaller so my wing length is a little more. Also, the reason these are fun is there's so many variations you can do. I'm going to make a pretty consistently flat wing on mine. You could make it where it's thicker and gets narrower towards the bowl, so there's kind of a chunky little handle there. You could taper it the other way. You know, it's your imagination, and that's why I like them, because they're relatively quick and you can do whatever you want with them. If you screw up, oh well, grab another piece of wood. But I'm going to put this in here with the tenon, probably turn the rim, flatten it out a little bit, and then do the finish thickness on the wing. Then I'll flip it back around and remove the tenon and shape up the bottom of the bowl. So here we have the what's basically a blank for our Quaich. It's probably a little on the small side. A couple things I wanted to point out about that process. It was a little screwy, and I got a little lucky. So one thing is, the bowl is probably a little on the small side. Generally you see them, it's a little wider. This is really, more of an art piece, so more for the fun of embellishing it than for it to actually be functional. If you know anything about turning, you're probably wondering, what the hell is he doing? As you saw, I brought the bowl down to thickness from the outside, which is not ideal. It's a little more inconvenient. You saw I had to take it off several times to gauge the thickness. It would have been better if I had, when I had the tailstock on, I had shaped the bottom. Hadn't really decided on a design yet, but the purpose of my channel, I'm not trying to say this is the best way or teach even necessarily. I just kind of want to show you how I turn and, hope you get something from that, and just kind of give you a real look at, even when I make mistakes or do something the wrong way. Because this piece is so small, I'm just going to sand it using the Jacob's chuck and the headstock of my lathe, which is one of my preferred ways of sanding. And with something that's going to be so carved or embellished, I'm not terribly worried about, the perfect thickness or, a little bit of grain tear out. I'm probably going to cut that off anyway. So I'm going to sand this, show you how I'm going to sand it, and that's probably where I'll end this video. And part 2 will be next week, and that will be the kind of embellishing. So thanks for watching today. I hope you maybe learned something or what not to do in today's case, perhaps. I hope you'll check out my social media at Chad Eames Woodworks on Facebook and Instagram. I have an Etsy shop that's Chad Eames Woodworks. I hope you'll give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button and the bell so you get notification for next week's part 2 of the Quaich video. And I'm just going to do a little sanding here. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.